Well, I'm starting to get a feeling there's a lot of new people being attracted to lockpicking, a lot of beginners out there. And I've gotten, over the last month or so, a lot of emails and comments very similar to this one from Rig Sackley. He says, do you ever break picks? I'm a beginner and somehow managed to break the end of my Southord city rake. The answer, Rig, and everybody else is, of course, I break picks. I use these things. They are made from metal. They will eventually fatigue. We've all taken that piece of wire and bent it back and forth until it eventually breaks, that paper clip or whatever. And that's exactly what's happening here. So over the last month, I've taken all the picks as I either damaged them or broke them, dropped them in a Ziploc bag, and yeah, this is what we got. So let's take a look. I didn't really realize this, but we have two distinct types of failures here, depending on the type of pick. On the right here are all of my hooks, and on the left are all of my rakes. On the hooks, what you'll notice, let me find one that's really dramatic. The blue handles are 15 thousandths and the black handles are 25 thousandths. It's very characteristic when you're picking because you're prying in this angle and you'll start to get a bow right there. Now you can take a pair of pliers and you can grab it, you can kind of straighten it back out. But what I found is that every time you do that, it bends that much easier. Just like that piece of wire that you fatigue in trying to break it. That's what happened with picks. So I generally will straighten it twice and I don't bother to straighten it the third time because it's just gonna, as soon as I put it in the lock, it's going to pretty much bend to this position. When it gets to that point, I generally just throw them into that Ziploc bag or normally in the garbage can. So I have 5 15 thousandths, which are probably the most common thickness that I use to attack high security or paracentric keyways. I also have a couple of 25s, and you can see it's got exactly that same type of metal fatigue, that bending failure right there. So yeah, that's the failure that you get from hooks, or at least me. My rakes are quite different. I normally start out raking with a 25 thousandths if I can fit it in the keyway. So I've got a few more of those, and these are all 25 thousandths with the black handles. And this is fairly typical of how these break. These don't metal fatigue in terms of the bend. They metal fatigue and then have a catastrophic failure. Let me grab one of these tips at random here, and I think it's this guy. So he would kind of fit on there, kind of like that. This is probably not the right one, but if you think about it, when you're levering or you're raking, there's going to be one point that's affected more than any other, and that's going to be right there. And this is fairly typical of how a rake will fail. The tip of it will fall off inside of the lock, and you pull the shaft out, and that's what you're going to end up with. So, yeah, it's going to happen. If you're not breaking picks, it probably means you're not trying hard enough. You're not. That's not necessary. Just because you're breaking picks doesn't mean you're a successful lock picker, but by using your picks, you are going to stress them, you are going to bend them, there is going to be metal fatigue, and you will break them. So what do I do to get around this? Well, there's only one thing you can do, guys, and that's buy extras. A lot of you ask what I do about that, and so let's go ahead and take a look. All right, during this coronavirus lockdown, I really haven't wasted a lot of time. I've spent it kind of getting organized. I started out by buying a dedicated toolbox just for my lockpick stuff. So I lucked onto this. This is a Jensen toolbox. It's made out of ABS type plastic, very, very tough. And I got to brag for a minute. I don't often get bargains off of eBay, but there was a guy selling these as used for $125. I ordered one. It showed up brand new in the box. I ordered a second one. I couldn't help myself. Anyway, enough bragging. Let's take a look. All right, in the top of the box, I keep basically all the big stuff. I keep the stuff that won't fit in drawers, and that would be, let's move this up here. Like this, that would be my electric pick, my small slam hammer, my tubular lock pick, and all of my bump keys. Now they don't look organized, but they're actually on rings on the inside of there. And on each of the rings, they are in alphabetical order, alphabetical and numeric. So they are organized, they just don't happen to look like that. And those are my extra donuts and spacers. All right, I know you really want to get to the picks, so let's back up and take a look at that. That would be in the drawers down below. And I have labeled all of these guys. So first one here would be hooks. And inside of the hook drawer, let's tilt this down a little bit. And I made these little partitions out of a realtor sign that somebody was foolish enough to put into my front yard without permission. So I confiscated it and recycled it into partitions. On the right here are all of the different types of hooks, and these are all 25 thousandths. So these are the ones I most routinely use, DeForest and so forth, deep hook. And then these are the Sparrows, again, 25 thousandths. One of these is that Euro hybrid, and then the other bag contains the Attilas that I tend to use and bend them occasionally. In this section here, again, identified with the blue handles, are all of the 15 thousandths. I've got a lot more of the 15 thousandths than I do of the 25 because I tend to break these much more often. On this section here, these are all of the SS devs. So each of these little bags contains the 25 thousandths, again with the black handles, and also a bunch of the 15s. So there's 3 different hooks, and I've got 3 different bags. If I start to get low, I can very quickly, for example, here I can see I've only got 1 25 left, so I need to probably order some more of those. And then over here are what I call specialty picks. These are all measuring anywhere from 8 thousandths to 12 thousandths, and these are made by Rare Elements. Or you might ask why I have so many picks. Well, not only do I tend to break these, but at some point I was doing a lot of reviews of lockpick kits, and I was enhancing those kits before I would give them away. So I had a lot of extras. These I mostly use, but when we jump down to this next drawer, which are all of my rakes, you see I've got a lot of rakes. And that is because when I was reviewing kits, very few of them had DeForest had Bogotas or the worm picks. So these are my Bogotas, and these are worms, and the idea, at least originally, was to have a lot of extras so I can give a lot of them away with the picks I reviewed, or kits that I reviewed. Well, almost all kits now are coming with these, so I just have to work my way through them over the next several years. Again, you'll see we have 15 thousandths on this side, the most common rakes I use, and then the 25 thousandths, and then these are Bogotas, and those are worms, and these are my specialty, the hybrid from Rare Elements. These are also rakes, but again, in 8 thousandths to 12 thousandths, so pretty specialized stuff. Don't break those too often because I don't use them very often. Next drawer has all of my dimple pick and disc detainer stuff. So let's take a look at this. Over here, you guys probably know that I've moved to the multi-pick dimple pick kit. So I have an extra handle, not that I ever anticipate breaking, but if I do, I've got one. But more importantly, these are all of the tips. I really like these because the tips are replaceable. So I ordered one of every size extra, and a couple of them like number 1s, number 5s, and number 10s. I think I've got 2 of that particular size. So when I break one, I order another one, because those are the ones I break most frequently. I got some shims. These are my original, these are the Sauber dimple pick kits. I've got, this one just has extra tensioners and stuff in it. I've got one complete. I ordered 5 of these at one time because they were so difficult to find, and I've really only got one left. These are the extra, these are from injection molding. So if I ever want to make my own tips, and I do that for my disc detainer picks. I've got 2 different sizes, and then this is just an empty box for my disc detainer pick that's on the workbench. So a lot of extra stuff in here, ready to go. These are shims for my impressioner. I think I've demoed that before. This 4th drawer are all of my tensioners. Now, on tensioners, over here at the very left, I have several of these little goat picks. These are designed by, let me grab this. These are made by Locknoo. These are great for picking tubular locks. Now you'll notice this one's been ground out, and the reason I order so many of these extra, I think there's like 4 or 5 in there, is because some of those locks coming out of Asia are not a standard size, so I have to file it out in order to make it fit some of those. So I like to have a couple extra of these laying around, so when that comes up, I've got a couple of a series of picks here. These are probably the most worthless picks, but I keep them around nonetheless. These are for picking supposedly for picking best locks to control. They fit into the control sleeve. I've got to tell you, I've got many tens of hours trying to use these. I have hit the control shear line, but I don't think it was because of these. I think it was more a function of luck. I really can't say that these are worth the money or actually work, but I keep them around nonetheless, just in case. On this side here, I have shutter lock tensioners and all of the top of the keyway tensioners. In the center here, these are all different types of bottom of the keyway tensioners. And this one are all my Z wrenches, and I got a couple of key extractors, the spiral key extractors. I've got about 4 or 5 sets of shims here because like picks, these are made from metal. You shove them down the side of there, they're going to bend, they're going to break. So I keep a lot of extras inside of here so that when they do break, I don't have to wait, a week or two for something to arrive. And on the right here, these are all of my decoders. These happen I think almost all these are from Sparrows, a couple of bypass tools, and an extra HPC tubular kit. In the back there, these are basically the new Dangerfield tips for my electropick gun. I've got a couple of hall passes and things like that. These are extractor kits from Multipick. One of them is an extractor, the other one's the top of the keyway. There's the extractor, and there's the top of the keyway complete set. I'll probably end up giving these away since I rarely use these. The next drawer, all my keys and decoders. These are keys, well, here are my decoders, and what I found is these are kind of cool, but I don't use them that often unless I need to decode a lock. So some of these are for Kwikset and Schley and etc. Those are really easy to pick, so I don't worry too much about these to pick the lock, but if I need to decode it to have a key cut, these are excellent for doing that, and that's why I keep these guys around. I ended up buying a set of this luggage key kit from Vent. I don't know why, I just had the urge to own one after I did the review. I have, these are the keys that I ended up making one of my very early videos, a complete set of keys that I made for the environmental 0881 locks. And I just made those, filed them, and then soldered a little handle on there. I did buy a set of the VAGs. Again, impulse buy. I don't know why. I rarely will have a chance to use those, but if I need them, I got them. If not, I got the ultimate tool right here to bypass car doors. In the back here, I have comb picks. I have all kinds of warded lock picks, jigglers, and by far the most valuable piece of lock picking gear I own is inside of this little brown bag. I've showed this once before. You notice it says Rai, that stands for Raimundo, the guy who designed the Bogota picks, and he handmade these. These are some of his very early ones that he made for me, and he and I corresponded for quite a while. Many, many years ago. And so, anyway, he's very famous. I decided to keep all of these, and they will never leave my possession. These are probably going to be buried with me. All right. Last drawer, miscellaneous tools, oversized stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff inside of here. I have an impressioning handle. Again, if you want an impression, this is a lot better than a pair of ice grip. I have an extra Chinese tool that I rarely ever use. I don't know why I even keep it. Inside of here is a brand new Multipick Elite 23 kit ready to go. Some extra filters for my shop light. Down here, I did decide to splurge on these Vipers. I bought a bag of, I think I bought 20 and then consolidated everything into these bags. So 20 of each size. These are, learned these are very, very tough tools. I've got some different types of, we have an extra spinner. This one's from Vent. We have a tensioner that I use when I'm using the electropick tool. Over here we have stuff I rarely use. These are the, for the Zeiss locks, the cross locks. These are basically jigglers inside of here. And then these are the Zeiss lock picks. Again, I very rarely use those. Anyway, guys, there you go. That's everything and how I've managed to get organized during this coronavirus lockdown. Let me figure out, this is an excellent opportunity for me to give away some of these extra picks that I stockpiled so many years ago. Let me pull together the giveaway and be right back. All right, sorting through those drawers, I've actually come up with a pretty good kit. These are all the old broken picks. I will give you those. I'm going to give them away because if I don't, somebody's going to ask for them. So I'm just going to give them away as part of this. But more importantly, these are all brand new. All of the rakes that I routinely use, both 25 thousandths and 15 thousandths, are located right here. All of the hooks that I use are here. This is a complete set, brand new, of the SSDF, both 25 and 15 thousandths. And digging really deep, I found this guy. You can't even get these anymore. These are a complete set of the Storm bottom of the keyway tensioners. For shutter lock, I had a bunch of those laying around. Some Z wrenches, also for wafer locks, one of these guys. And you can also use that for shutter locks. And you need top of the keyway, so I have this guy. I'm probably never going to use him, so brand new from Multipick. It will not all fit into this. This is a brand new, never used multi-pick leather trifold. It will not all fit in here, but I'm going to let you try. Anyway, guys, that will be the giveaway this week. If you want to know how to register, stick around and I'll tell you how to do it. Thanks, guys. All you need to do is navigate to locklab.com, the tribal website, and scroll down in the middle of the page. You'll see all the giveaway buttons, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But the one you're looking for is the Weekend Review giveaway, purple band. Just click on it. It'll take you to the registration page. Again, scroll to the bottom, put in a good email address, so if you win, I can get in touch with you, let you know. Put in a username, doesn't matter what it is, and click Submit. When you're done, you'll get a green check mark confirming your entry. Thanks, guys.